So let's just get started with just a couple things. We did have 2 closings this month, and oddly enough, they weren't anybody on the RELO team. They were Ben Black had our very first agent exchange app closing outbound. So that was kind of cool that one of those worked out. And then we had Owana Aveling. This actually was really neat, you guys. She got a Zillow lead. Somebody literally found her on Zillow, and they happened to be a Navy Federal member, and they started talking. And it was the client that knew about Navy Federal's real estate program with Cardis. So she talked to her, Owana.
What's going on?
Anyway, oh, here's Nash.
Sorry.
That's okay. And so anyway, we got an AGR out of that. So that was pretty cool. So that's a good example of how that works with anybody in the company being able to use these real estate programs with the cashback option. Okay, I really quickly want to just say I think we need Heidi, Michelle, Jennifer, Nash, and Gary all to chime in on my Slack post from yesterday. So if you don't know how to
now,
anytime, you don't have to do it right now, but I just need you to, I need to know that you're seeing my posts. We all are posting our favorite Christmas tradition on there. So if you think of something fun, you can add it. Okay. Also, the fall training is up and ready, and I just emailed you that link. We were having problems getting in, and they have fixed that, and it's ready to go. It's relatively short. I think it's only about an hour. I haven't even done it myself yet, but that'll be on the docket. So that just needs to be done this month. If you guys could get that done sooner the better. And then what I need for you to do is print out your certificate and email it to me, so I have a copy. And then we've got the KR RELO agreement. I emailed that in the same email, and that's also a December 31st deadline. If you want to just sign it and get it back to me, that way you can, but I was planning on sending it to you guys from .loop for signature. So either way. Alrighty, let's just go into the playbook. Did everybody receive the playbook?
I did.
send it.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got
Great.
it.
I am going to go ahead and just go through a few things, not anything in super detail. I just want to highlight just a few things on here for you. Let me minimize that. There we go. Okay, I don't know if y'all have seen the lexicon before, but this could be helpful when you're getting, you know, anything, any notes or anything back from Cardis on things. It's great to have this little lexicon. I created.
This is Denise, and that's something I put together because it's not a dictionary, so it's not going to tell you what it means, but in terms of the industry and communications from Cardis, you'll see a ton of acronyms and anagrams that are always not easily transferred to what the topic is or easily understood. So I just took a bunch of industry stuff and rolled it all in here into this lexicon. So at least for point of references, if you see any of these things, at least you know you can go to this, and that'll at least explain to you, you know, what it is they're talking about, what it is they're asking for. So that's really the point of this document, is just explain to you where Cardis or any other third-party company, when they're using all of this stuff, what they're referencing, because it's, as I said, it's not always clear.
Yeah, I've had to use it a lot, actually, so it's super helpful. Yeah, I took the one that Denise created and kind of morphed it into my own version here. The only thing I did add, Denise, is I added the, let me see if I can find it on here. CHC, so Consumer Home Connect, and I put formerly broker to broker. So
Yes, good.
yeah, you guys will start seeing CHC instead of B2B. Okay, so let's just go down a couple pages. This I wanted to put in here for anybody. It seems like there's a lot of confusion about the commission structure. And I don't know that you guys have ever had it all put on one sheet. So I just wanted to make sure that was all put on here in notes to be able to refer to. Again, down here, CHC is Consumer Home Connect. That's the broker to broker. Okay, so I wanted to go down to the incoming referrals. How do they come in? Because we've gone over this in, so this is the overview of incoming referrals. This one is specifically the CHC and the corporate. And then this is all about the referral programs. If we go down, let's see. Actually, I want to get down to page 33. Here we go, methods of delivery. So we've done a training on this digital lead delivery system, but this is where it's explained in detail for you guys to see how they come in traditionally and how they come in digitally. Down here, remember, we've gone over Project Connect, and that's the round robin where they come to you. And then the agent selection tool is where the member chooses you on the website, and it just, the lead goes directly to you. So this is the overview of it. But then there's some specifics if you want to just peruse down through the Project Connect and the AST. Again, just make sure that you have that phone number in your phone and labeled so you know when a lead comes in that it's coming in, it's a relocation lead.
And I can't tell you how important that is. I was just on a call with one of my other clients, and a number of agents had a bunch of timeouts. And in discussion, it turned out that they had thought that these were just regular old lead router leads and didn't understand that they were real relocation business. And so they didn't realize the volume that they were missing because they'd been ignoring the calls. So we had them all program the number in here, and that's what I'm sure George is going to talk about. But you know, it's easy and all this confusion and all of these things changing all the time to miss something. But you know, if you, whatever your decisions are, but you absolutely want to be aware that, you know, corporate business is good business, and that's the business you want to make sure that you grab.
Right. Well said. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down here to, looks like page. The problem is I can't see the page number at the bottom. Let me back up a little bit. So this is just, again, just a summary of some of the programs that are here and some different information on them. You guys can look through that yourself.
We've got a nice one pager that you can use as a reference. And Jordan, did you put that in here, that our one pager that we reviewed with Jeff and Joanna?
No, I didn't put that in there. There were a couple of things on there that didn't apply to Oregon. So I kind of tried to keep it separate in here so people could just see, you know, like the American Airlines program that, you know, can't be used in Oregon. And so I tried to keep it simple.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so in the referral program section and the corporate section, there's a page on team players. Just so you can see who all is working on these together. The real estate coordinator, these are the things that they do. Every once in a while, we've kind of referenced the real estate coordinator. You might hear about him when you have one of these affinity referral program transactions, but I thought this was really good. I picked this up in a something that was sent to me. So I thought that would be helpful for you guys. Also metrics. So the next, I believe that's the next page. So these are in all of the referral programs, the Consumer Home Connect and the corporate. So you can just see the actual breakdown of what they're expecting of us and what is required of us, you know, when we sign up to be affiliated with Cardis, we have to do this stuff. So this is what shows up. All of this is what shows up on those key reports that we get monthly. Okay, so let's go. Let me just. obviously I put these in just for your reference, and this is as of March 2020. When we get a new one, you guys, I know that this is version 4. Denise and I have gone through 3 versions and made edits and that kind of stuff. So obviously we're going to have to keep updating this as things happen. I am always going to keep the most updated version of the playbook in the OneDrive. So that's a key piece of information. And I will label it as, you know, updated as of this date. I'll put that right on the name and just in the OneDrive so you can see it. So if you guys ever want an updated copy printed, you'll have to let me know, because you're going to have this version until, you know, the end of time, unless you ask for another one. Okay, so let's go. I've got the client matrix in there. This I thought would be helpful to see on a 1-page. So this whole section is actually for Oregon only, but I've got this in both the Oregon only and the Washington only. So you can see the difference, how the benefit is given, what are the required forms, what gets sent to title, and which internal commission demand do I use. So I try to make just a 1-page on all of the forms and requirements so you guys can see the difference, because some of you, well, at least one of you is dual licensed. I think only one right now is dual license, and that's Nash. When we add to the team, we're going to try to add some dual licensed, some more dual licensed agents. So it's not all on Nash when I need that.
And you know what, Jordan, that's an excellent point. If anyone is thinking about expanding their business or how to expand their business, I will tell you that we are definitely looking for dual licensed agents, and it would be extremely helpful. We're really focusing on 2021 as a year of tremendous growth and opportunity for us. And that is a big part of the strategy. So if anybody on this call is thinking about that, it would definitely be an enhancement to our team. And I think an enhancement to your opportunities through the relocation department.
Yes, I agree with that. We've had situations where a client started working with a Vancouver agent and then they switched to wanting to look in Portland, and the Vancouver agent couldn't service them in Portland, unfortunately. So that referral had to get switched to somebody else. And I would love to be able to avoid that, because that's not desirable for the client to have to start working with somebody else either. So I agree. If there's, you know, if anyone has any inkling to do that, that would be super helpful. Okay, so these are just all, you guys, these are just all of the forms. They're in the OneDrive. I've sent them to you. We've trained on them, but I thought it would be helpful to have a picture of them here so you can go through quickly and see what we're looking at, see what it is, and just be able to fill it out. This one I put representing either, because that's the new Navy Federal contract cover sheet, and that does not matter who you're representing. That always has to be sent in with a contract now. So this is representing the seller for Oregon still. And then we move on to Washington. This is just the same sheet. And then there's the referral disclosure, just some information. Okay, then we get down to the marketing section, and I would love to focus on this in 2021. All of you start focusing on doing some marketing and pulling in your own new business using this cashback program. Obviously, Oregon's not cashback, but that's what I'm calling it anyway. Because there's so much opportunity here, you guys, to kind of get your own lines of new clients. And then I did include the referral guide. So this is for seller, and then the buyer one's down here too. These are in the OneDrive also. And again, I'm just going to keep reiterating, you guys have to do the ones in yellow aren't initiated by any kind of notification coming to you. That has to be you guys letting us know. So when an offer is accepted, you have to fill out all this information. The best way to do that is to log in to e-relocation, log in and do the add note and choose, you know, it is listed, it is pending, whatever. And then I went ahead and put in here Oh, well, let's just move on to Consumer Home Connect. So here's the metrics for that one. Again, there's actually agent marketing for Consumer Home Connect, which is interesting. I don't think I know of anyone that's used this, but it would be interesting to try using it and see what you guys can get from it. I thought this might be helpful. Email taglines, some of them are very cheesy. I didn't come up with them. I just put them on here, but it could be something cool to put on your, your tagline and see if you can get anything from that. Also talking about the survey process, some information, so you might want to read over that.
And you know what's interesting, on the survey process, we have to all look at the survey process and understand that we, as the servicing agent, are the ones that are being evaluated. So the sending agent on an incoming referral to you is the one who is evaluating you and your services as the receiving agent. So really, the customer has no role in the survey process. So, if you keep that in mind, as you send outgoing referrals and you get the survey coming back to you, it's really important, of course, that we complete the surveys, because we all want to be able to have, our 5 stars or our excellence and all of those things. So I really try to encourage the collegiality of the outgoing and incoming referrals, and that we all complete the surveys. We all know how important surveys are today. And so, that's all I want to say on that, but it's just good to understand who is surveying what, and that the customer has no role in this transaction. The buyer, the customer in this case is the referring agent.
Oh yeah, good point, Denise. Okay. Alrighty, and then we do have a referral guide also for the Consumer Home Connect. Thank you to Angie Karp, who has worked tirelessly with me on these to actually use them to see where we need to make changes. And then Denise, she's looked through all of these too. We've extensively gone through these. If you guys see anything else that needs to be changed, let me know, but they're very helpful. Again, here's the yellow. You have to let me know when an offer is accepted, and here's how you do it. And this also has been uploaded into the OneDrive.
And if I talk about the pendings just for a minute, I may have said
Sure.
this to you already. I don't recall, so if you just bear with me. But Realogy is a publicly traded company, and Realogy owns Cardis. The revenue is recognized by Realogy at the time of pending sale. So it's really important that we immediately alert Cardis of the pending sale, so that Realogy can book that revenue in the appropriate time frame. So if you think about it, that's really one of the key areas of focus, of course, as the parent company, that they recognize the revenue of the transaction. So that's why this whole pending thing and the final sale is so important, and we are so tightly measured on it. And when we miss it, it's this great big red X on the report card, and everybody's arms about it. So anything that you can do to trigger yourself about a listing going pending, or any price changes, or anything financial that is happening on that property, is really critical that we get that information to Jordan ASAP, so that she can take the appropriate actions there to alert Cardis/Realogy of the changes.
Yes, so important. And I haven't made a big deal about price changes before, but I do want to make a big deal about it today, because yesterday we actually had one of these close on Monday, and I wasn't made aware of a price change, and it wasn't changed on the commission demand, and it was this whole big saga with title yesterday because the numbers were off, the check that came was wrong. And if I had just been made aware of the price change when it happened a couple weeks ago, I would have gone in, because I go in and I check all the numbers on the back end to make sure we're good for closing day. but I wasn't even aware of it. So we really do need, when there's anything, any change like that, you guys have to be the ones to go in because I won't know about it. So here we are, the pre-closing through closing. So at closing, another yellow box that you guys have to go into e-relocation, and in the drop down, you choose, this is in the add note section again, you choose it is closed and fill out all the fields. So that's how we close out. Instead of texting me or emailing me, it's okay to shoot me a text and say, hey, it's closed, but I'm gonna shoot back at you and say, okay, you gotta log into eRelo and fill that out. Okay, so moving on, unless anyone has any comments or questions.
It's Angie. I will say that if you guys use these, when you get a relocation, if you print out the proper one and walk through all the steps with it and mark it off and put check marks, that's why there's boxes. You aren't going to miss any of the steps that you need to take for Jordan because they're in there. And then we just recently redid one for broker to brokers, or what do we call them, CHCs now?
Yeah.
Because they're different. Some of the requirements aren't the same. And so, and I had one. And so Jordan and I just revamped it. So there's one for broker to broker, one for basically all the other ones. So there's one out there for almost every scenario. So find the one that fits your best scenario, and it tells you exactly what to do if you use it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. See, this one is Consumer Home Connect seller. There's a seller, there's a buyer one. There's one for everything. The only one I don't have anything for is corporate inventory. And we may do that, we may not do that, but we do have one for corporate, which I'm going to get down to right now.
And the market has been so hot in all of my states with all of my clients. The market has been so hot that I haven't seen an inventory property. The last one I saw was about a year ago. So, you're not going to see inventory unless the market tanks, and we all pray that that doesn't happen. But an inventory is a pain in the neck. But I don't foresee inventory coming our way for quite some time, unless it is such a dog house that we're stuck with it. And that's typically the only thing I'm seeing is stuff that just wouldn't sell in the market no matter what.
Good to know. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm personally hoping we never see one, but we shall see. So this page, I hope, can kind of clear up just the different types of corporate referrals that there are. Obviously, there's the home marketing and inventory. I'll let you guys, we can do a training sometime on corporate. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but hopefully you can go through this, and ahead of time, sometime you might get a corporate sometime. So it would be worth your time and effort, even though you've done a training on it a long time ago. I'm sure you've probably forgotten, as I would have, most of that information. So it's all here. Here's all the metrics with corporate. As you can see, there's a lot more than there were with the referral programs or the CHC. So I'll let you guys just go through all of this home marketing and inventory stuff. This is important. They've switched to the ERC BMA form, and I've switched that out in the OneDrive. So the next person that does get a corporate, you'll have to use this form. I also put in here just what we get. This is an example of an email of what we get from Cardis when we get a corporate referral. So you might want to look through that too. I think we did a training on that. All right, photo mount form. These are just all the corporate forms. You guys can go through these.
The ERC BMA form is so much a better form than the Cardis form. So again, with my 30 years of experience here, I will tell you that ERC charges a fee for a corporation to use the form, and Cardis took such umbrage with having to pay ERC that Cardis created their own form, which has just been such a pain for everybody because it was not universal. We had all these problems with it. So finally, in the year 2020, Carter's finally stopped using their own form and went with everybody else in the industry to the standard form so that we can all do the same thing. Just a background for you.
Good to know. All righty. You all have heard about the 11 steps of an amended sale and why it's so important that the seller can't sign contract paperwork when Cartus says to do that, when it's that kind of transaction. So this would be a great page for you guys to all read and be aware ahead of time. This is page 140. Please read this page. Okay, so then there's a whole section on inventory properties. I'm not going to go through all of this. It's just all a bunch of stuff. But there it is in case we need it.
And if we talk about, I'm sorry, if we talk about listings, and of course on a corporate listings are always competitive. You are always going to go head to head against a Coldwell Banker agent. So of course,
Right.
your first strategy is that you want to win the listing. And that's of course critically important. Then you submit a good BMA, but it's really important, of course, that we win the listing. And then it's also really important. The other thing you really have to remember is the seller, the people that are in the house never sign anything other than that listing agreement. That's all they sign. So anything else that comes in has to be negotiated through Cartus for the amended sale process. And almost, I say 90% of the corporate transactions now are amended sale. You've got about a 10% that's just home marketing with a lump sum. But your rule of thumb is if these people are being transferred and it's not a move of choice, they're being transferred with a company, don't let them sign anything, no matter what they say, because they may say that they can. Don't do it. We don't want to have to deal, and we had that situation over the years like twice, and it's just so painful. And throwing ourselves on the mercy of Cartus and the attorneys, and because we don't want to step in there and pay those fees for the tax protection that the corporate transferee is entitled to. And that's literally what happens if we allow them to sign any documents other than the listing agreement. So, that's just very straightforward. Don't let them sign anything.
Yes, thank you for the explanation. Okay, so basically we're getting down to the end here. Here is the referral guide for corporate seller. And then we're going to go into the outbound. And I think you've all seen this handout. It's been circulating. And then there's just information about AGRs for you. Then we get down to the closings, and here's just an explanation of which forms are used for what. So hopefully this will help with confusion because we've now created several forms. You want to chime in on anything else, Denise?
Oh, probably. Number one, what I want to say is Jordan has just done a phenomenal job with this playbook. And when she started talking to me about it, I literally put my head down on my desk and thought, oh gosh, to put all of this stuff together, particularly in light of the fact that, you've got a commission credit state and all that stuff. It was just very overwhelming, but she and I'm sorry, was it Margie?
Say that again.
Who did you work with? Your agent?
Oh, Angie.
Angie,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I called her Margie.
Angie Carp. Yep.
Right. Angie and Jordan have just done a phenomenal job with putting this together. I mean, it's absolutely a wonderful reference tool.
Angie helped with all of the referral guides. That's
Yes.
what, yeah. And that was a huge help. I could not have done that myself because I am not a licensed agent. So I needed somebody to actually help me with that and practice using it. So thank you to Angie.
Yes, Angie did a phenomenal job with that, and Jordan's time and effort. So again, I think that what I would like to say at this point is that we're all looking at 2021, And we all know that any business that comes in between now and the end of the year is going to be rolling into 2021 in terms of closing more than likely. And that any business that we get is going to certainly jumpstart us and our points that we all need in 2021 to meet our goals. And so every bit of business that comes in from now on is going to be 2021 focused. And if you haven't sat down and really thought about your AGR commitment and your outgoing referral commitment in 2021, it would be really good to do that, to really give that some thought, put some time frames around it. How are you going to achieve it? What are you going to do? Because as a company, we have got to do this. We have got to get to be a principal broker, also now called a premier broker in the Realogy Advantage Network. Our business will be, I'm struggling, I'm having one of those word days, but our business is going to be huge. And we need to demonstrate that partnership to Cardis, that we know and understand the business and that we value the relationship. And when we look at our commitment, let's say to 2 AGRs in 2021, my expectation would be that you will be closing at least 10 incoming referrals. So the incoming business compared to the outgoing, which right now has been out of balance, but in 2021, it's going to be the opposite. And so, when you're getting 10 closings a year, we really need you to be on the team and to help us meet all of our obligations. And, Jordan touched on, all of the requirements and the checklists and the key results and all of the reports. And that's going to become an even more important part of our 2021 management. But if you just could sit down, as you're mailing out your holiday cards or any of those things, where are all your people? Where are your friends, your family? Where can we get this done early? I would love to be looking at October and say to Jordan, we've already met our annual goal. And so, I know I'm going on about it, but honestly, folks, that is the best thing that you can do for the company and to be able to grow this incoming business is think about it and make that commitment, figure out how you're going to do it, and then let's get it done. And if you need any thoughts or ideas, you can certainly, there's tons of marketing materials like on AARP, and there's all kinds of marketing stuff that we could put into your hands that you could use to get that business. Because as I said, we expect this business to grow. Better Mortgage is doing a heck of a job out there. There's a couple of companies that are affinity groups that I'm watching right now, and they're really starting to churn. And we want to be a part of that. So I'll be quiet now. Thank you, Jordan. It's always difficult for me to let the stage go, but I'm giving it back.
No, you can take the stage anytime, Denise.
Thanks.
Okay, does anybody have any questions before we kind of wrap it up here? Y'all are really quiet today. No? Okay, I need for Gary.
Actually, Jordan.
Oh, yeah, go
I do
ahead.
have a question.
Go ahead.
My question is, you guys mentioned the phone number that we need to have like plugged into our phones for incoming leads. What was that phone number?
That phone number is in the playbook under the digital lead delivery. So that is page.
Hold on, I have it here. I've got a
3738.
Yeah. 203 456 2836. Sorry.
That's the one I wrote down, but is that also for the Navy Federal Credit Union incoming call that I took that one day? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's for any Project Connect or the AST.
Okay,
any incoming digital lead. So if you can label that as a RELO lead, that will definitely help things.
okay, great.
And it's very nice to see, Navy had been saying all year that they were going to start using that channel and they hadn't been. And just in this past week, Navy is starting to now come through that channel. So it's a really good number to keep and to take a look at when your phone rings, because it's actually working now with Navy. So I'm happy to see that.
That's on page 37 in the playbook, just so you guys know.
And really quickly, is there a script that we should be aware of
The
for taking
scripts-
those calls?
Yeah, the scripts are all in the OneDrive. So if you go to the Navy Federal folder, you will see a subfolder within that that says scripts, and I'm not sure what it says, scripts and other things.
I found letters. I didn't find a script.
Okay, let me look. Navy Federal. And if you, okay, yeah, the scripting, if you just open up the Navy Federal folder, there's scripting for NFCU agents, initial contact, and then service evaluation. Those are the scripts that I have available that I put in here.
Okay, I'll look for it. Thank
Okay.
you.
What other questions? Anybody
Jordan?
else? Yeah.
Jordan, on the advertising, those postcards that you listed there
Mhm.
to advertise, is there electronic ads we can use to do like social media ads and stuff?
I have not seen electronic. That would be a good question for me to ask COE at Cardis.com. So let me check on
Okay.
that and I'll get back to you.
That'd be awesome.
Sure.
Because that's the preferred way. That's how I advertise if I'm going to do any advertising. So is online.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that does make sense.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else? Alrighty, so Gary, Heidi, Michelle, Jennifer, and Nash, you guys are all gonna pop into Slack and tell us your favorite Christmas tradition or send me an emoji, right?
I did it. I just did it.
Yay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and then the knife agreement will be coming to you. The fall training, I just sent you the instructions. If you guys log into Leverage ahead of time and then just click on that link in the instructions, it'll literally take you right there. It's very easy to get to. They've made it easier than last year. So please get on that and then send me your certificate. Brandy wanted a printed version of the playbook. If anyone else wants that, let me know and I will get with Gia up there and she can print you one. Other than that, I think we're gonna let you go early today. So thanks you guys.
Cool, thank
And
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome and you guys have a great day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Okay,
guys.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.